Hi there, welcome. This is Diane, one of 5 awesome optimists. It is officially fall. Officially fall. And in some places, it even feels like fall. Some places the rains have started to descend upon, and the sky actually changes. I remember when I was several years ago when I had little kids, we loved to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. And one of the little, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Bill. And they were talking about the moon and all the different phases of the moon and how it's a full moon, a half moon, a quarter moon, a little sliver moon. And they had a little bedroom where maybe it was once a week or something, maybe it was once a day, I don't really remember, but they used a little piece of chalk or like a grease pencil, and at the same time made a little outline on the window of what the moon looked like and also how it moved. And so that is part of what I want to talk today about, being optimistic, and that is to consider the constellations. And with the less availability of going out and going camping and really, laying under the stars, I thought of a way to bring them in your house because, I live in Southern California and it's really difficult to find a starry sky here. And so when I'm up in the mountains or I'm at the beach, even when I'm at the beach sometimes it's got such a thick marine layer, you can't even see into the ocean very far, let alone the sky. I remember a couple years ago we went down to the ocean to watch the 4th of July fireworks, and we couldn't even see them because it was just so cloudy. So there are certain places where we just don't get to see the stars very much. And I spent the night at one of my friend's house as we were traveling during the summer, and in the room that I was staying in, I just couldn't believe it. I looked up and there was this amazing constellation right on the ceiling. And I inquired about it, and the next morning I go, I can't believe it. I slept under the stars. It was so awesome. Well, the next night when we did it again, we got a whole tour about the whole entire, because it was so realistic. And so I asked if I could share how this was accomplished, and so I'm going to make this available to you guys too. You can inquire about it. This thing was called the Cosmapper, and it is so cool. What they do is my friend's dad designed and took great care. He's a dentist, he's a doctor, and he is a very avid astronomer, and he created one for each of the seasons. And so you take these and project it on the ceiling and use the special glow-in-the-dark paint, and you get an actual constellation up. You can choose which one you want to do in each of your different rooms. But the other cool thing about it is that once you order this thing to do your own ceiling, you have like a little business kit that you can go then, and because you have all the tools, you can go do it for other people too. And he said he charges a couple $100 to go and do it. It takes him a couple hours. That's $100 an hour. I mean, in today's economy, wouldn't that be a great gift to give? Is a ceiling that looks like stars. And then, he uses a black light and a glow-in-the-dark paint, and to make sure that he gets it, and then he has a special little roller thing for the Milky Way where you dip it in the glow-in-the-dark paint. It was absolutely phenomenal. So I'll post some details about that, but this is something that, not only for yourself, but you could do it even as a source of income. And I asked him if it would be all right if I shared that, and he assured me that it would be. He's got about, I don't know how many he has left, but at least 50. I saw them. And okay, so that's one thing. The other thing was, as I go hiking a lot with my dad, and we're totally in nature when we do that, and I see things totally on schedule. It's as though the leaves know what the calendar is. And I remember when I lived back east, same thing. the leaves started turning just, as soon as the calendar turned, the leaves started turning, and wondered, Kai, how do they know it's fall? And on Sunday night, I attended a really fascinating lecture about all of the things ordered in the universe, and how contemplating in a supreme being as a creator, how nothing has happened by chance that we're here, and how even the tilt of the axis of the earth, 23 degrees, gives just enough so that the south and north poles don't overtake, and that we get seasons, and just everything about the universe is supremely ordered. There were also some fascinating pictures from the Hubble telescope, and looking at galaxies and different things on this, on this planet. And there's another one they gathered fascinating pictures of what they call now the sombrero. It's a whole galaxy that is a big rim like this. And it is just amazing when you consider, if you take a quick step back and you say, there is, we think that things are just falling apart and that there's just chaos. But actually within that chaos, if you have a believing soul and you believe in a supreme creator, that is all part of the plan. And if you have gone through your own personal chaos, like many of us have, like I have, like everybody that I know has gone through some kind of personal chaos, whether it's health or relationship or emotional or spiritual or marital or whatever it is, that kind of chaos. Actually, when you have the gift of time and a little bit of perspective, it helps you to realize that even though at the moment it was something that you just couldn't imagine, and of course would never want or wish on yourself or anybody else, but as time passes and you look back with a greater experience and more perspective and more wisdom, that you realize that even in those moments of seeming chaos, those were the moments that allowed us to blossom and to let our character shine. And to, I remember that song, As You Stand Beside the Ocean, if you don't you feel small, and to feel comfort in knowing that all things are as they are supposed to be. And if you, in your circle of life, in your work, in your family, in your neighborhood, if you are doing your part to just hang on and keep your stuff together, and really, don't just say, oh, I have a positive attitude, but truly believe that all things are for their better good. All things, even the things that we think we might not live through, all things are for the greater good of you, your character, your family, the growth of you. And I just marvel sometimes at creation. And walking and I live on this this big estate. It's almost 2 acres, and I go out watering all the time, at least a couple times a week, and that's a big job to water everything. And it's so funny to watch the ants and to watch the birds and to watch the spiders and watch the bunnies and watch all the other things in life, and thinking they're not concerned at all about the economy. When I have water running and I'm watering my the lawn and stuff, those ants are concerned about their babies. Grab the babies. They run, they work together, and they are, things are for them as they are supposed to be. And it gives me comfort, and it gives me peace, and it gives me optimism to know that all things are as they are supposed to be, and that when we do our part, it's only for our greater joy, our greater benefit, and yes, our greater optimism. So as you consider the constellations, lying out and feeling your own nothingness, and just allowing yourself to be, and turn off the TV and the radios and get out in nature and ponder the sky and look at the moon and look at the stars, and do it on a more regular basis. I have had many experiences as I peer towards the heavens and I pour out my soul to the sky and to to my supreme creator. I've had many experiences. Have you had any experiences like that as you are out in nature and you contemplate and you pour out your soul? What is that like for you? Does that help to give you perspective? Does it help to give you peace? Does it help to give you optimism? I would really love to hear your thoughts about that. So as you, this week, if the skies will permit, consider the constellations and what they mean for you in the grand scheme of life. Thanks for watching. I'm Diane, one of 5 awesome optimists.